Alexa TV presents in 3, 2, 1. Dateline Schools with your host, Terry Harrington.
All this week on Dateline Schools, we're learning more about the second year of the year-round school calendar for the Cros-Lex School District that's actually starting this week. And to give us an update, my special guest is the superintendent from Cros-Lex, Kevin Miller. And Kevin, what did you use to assess the success of the program last year? I mean, yesterday you told us about how many more kids you got coming in and just the talk of the staff and the students, but what did you actually use to assess it?
We wanted to get some local data. Of course, we'll have some standardized data when we get into year two, and with the MEEP test moving to May, or whatever test we end up with in the state moving till the end of the year, we'll have a better assessment of how traditional calendar kids compare to year-round calendar kids. But we did our own assessment after our 30 summer days of the year-round program. We did kind of an outgoing assessment when the kids left for that Labor Day weekend. We did some testing that week on our year-round kids, and then we did some beginning testing on the kids who are coming back or the traditional calendar starting after Labor Day. We did some testing that first week. The gaps were already unbelievably high in both math and especially in reading. Math gaps were actually lower, but there was still a gap at every grade level. So now the question is, throughout the year then, as you continue testing throughout the year, when does that gap begin to lessen, and how long does it take that traditional kid to catch up to the year-round kid? And still in November, the traditional kid hasn't caught up with the year-round kid. So you hope then by March maybe they've caught up. But the real beauty of the year-round balanced calendar is we did no review. We started July 7th. They'd only been off for 3 weeks, so there was no need to go back and reteach a lot of the concepts that occurred in the previous school year. So the first week after our year-round program, we sat down with our staff and kind of did a first week assessment. How's it going? This may be the highest group we've ever had. And they went around the room, and all the teachers began to say that, and then it hit them. This isn't the highest group we've ever had. We just didn't have to reteach, and we didn't have to do all this review to go on to the next level. And for the fall MEEP test, we used to review for pretty much 4 weeks for that fall, just to get back what we had in the spring to test in the fall. That doesn't occur in the year-round classroom, so technically you got about 20 to 30 more school days that you do honest to goodness next year's curriculum or this year's curriculum versus last year's curriculum.
What a big change.
It is a huge change, and a good change, frankly.
More tomorrow. For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington.